Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. The financial world is currently buzzing with unprecedented developments as the Iraqi dinar continues to dominate global currency discussions. Over the past several weeks, momentum has accelerated at a pace few expected, and in a historic turn of events, exchange appointments for IQD holders have surged to record-breaking levels. What was once a speculative dream whispered about in private groups and forums has now transitioned into a reality playing out across banking systems worldwide. Investors who had waited years, often decades, for this moment are now seeing their phones light up with confirmation messages, emails, and scheduling portals allowing them to book their long-anticipated exchange sessions. The scale of demand is unlike anything seen in modern banking history, overwhelming even the most prepared institutions. The sudden surge of appointments is the direct outcome of Iraq's bold economic reforms and the country's determined effort to restore its currency to a value that reflects its natural resources, economic potential, and global importance. For years, the IQD community had faced endless debates, rumors, delays, and skepticism, yet in 2025 the tide shifted dramatically. Political stability, robust oil exports, foreign investment, and international partnerships converged to form the perfect conditions for the long-awaited revaluation to finally unfold. The revaluation of the dinar has not only been officially acknowledged but activated in a way that is shaking the foundations of international finance. Banking institutions across the United States, Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia have been preparing for this event quietly behind the scenes. Executives had coordinated with international financial regulators, compliance agencies, and monetary authorities to ensure the process rolled out in a structured and secure manner. The appointment-based exchange system was designed to avoid chaos, long lines, and financial panic. Yet, despite these precautions, demand has exploded beyond even the boldest projections. Tens of thousands of holders rushed to secure their slots, with reports of some appointment portals reaching capacity within minutes of opening. Banking insiders confirm that call centers are handling record call volumes, with staff working overtime to guide customers through verification steps and pre-exchange requirements. The magnitude of this surge demonstrates not only the size of the IQD holding community but also the widespread belief that this currency revaluation represents a once-in-a-lifetime financial opportunity. Individuals who had held onto their dinar quietly for years, sometimes keeping them locked away in safes, safety deposit boxes, or protective folders, are now bringing them into the spotlight. Stories have surfaced of families uniting around this event, with grandparents who purchased notes years ago now preparing to pass on generational wealth to their children and grandchildren. For many, this moment symbolizes more than financial gain. It represents vindication after years of being ridiculed, doubted, or dismissed for holding on to what critics had often called a worthless investment. The surge in appointments has also revealed fascinating demographic trends. While early adopters of the IQD were often seasoned investors and veterans who had encountered the currency during or after the Iraq War, the community has since grown far more diverse. Today, professionals, retirees, small business owners, and even students are part of the movement. Banking officials have noted that appointments are being booked by people from all walks of life, spanning every socioeconomic background. Some are entering exchange centers with only modest amounts of dinar, while others are preparing to negotiate structured contracts worth millions. What unites them is the awareness that this is a pivotal moment in history, one that will likely never be repeated. As appointments fill, many banks have rolled out tiered systems to handle the unprecedented demand. Higher-level accounts and large note holders are often prioritized into special programs that offer perks like private exchange rooms, immediate wealth management consultations, and even security escorts. Meanwhile, smaller holders are being processed through community banking centers and regional branches equipped with specially trained staff. Regardless of scale, the sheer volume of activity has pushed financial institutions to their limits. Some banks have even extended their working hours, opening earlier and closing later to accommodate the surge. Others are expanding into weekend operations, ensuring that no customer is left behind during this historic wave. One of the most remarkable aspects of this surge is the atmosphere inside the exchange centers themselves. Reports describe a mixture of nervous excitement, tears of joy, and solemn gratitude as people complete their transactions. For many, years of quiet patience and faith are culminating in life-changing exchanges. Some describe the process as surreal, watching digital screens confirm balances and conversions into US dollars, euros, or other global reserve currencies. In certain cases, holders are opting for structured payouts and contract rates, securing higher than publicized figures in exchange for longer-term commitments that benefit both themselves and the banking system. The broader financial community has also been caught off guard by the scale of this phenomenon. Currency analysts, who for years dismissed the possibility of such a revaluation, are now scrambling to adjust their models and forecasts. Financial news outlets that once ignored or mocked the dinar community are beginning to cover the story with seriousness, interviewing economists, bankers, and policymakers about the implications of such a massive wealth transfer. Governments are closely monitoring the impact, as sudden influxes of liquidity into personal accounts have the potential to ripple across real estate markets, consumer spending, and long-term investment patterns. In Iraq itself, the national mood has shifted dramatically. The revaluation is seen as a symbol of the country's sovereignty and economic rebirth. Citizens who endured years of hardship, inflation, and instability are now witnessing their currency being recognized as strong and valuable on the global stage. This renewed sense of pride is fueling optimism in Iraq's domestic markets, with reports of increased consumer confidence, foreign partnerships, and infrastructure development projects. The Iraqi government has emphasized that this revaluation is not just about financial numbers but about restoring national dignity and integrating Iraq into the world economy as a respected and prosperous player. Yet, as with any monumental financial event, challenges accompany the opportunities. Security has become a top priority for banks handling these exchanges, as individuals walking out of exchange centers may suddenly hold substantial wealth. Authorities are urging holders to remain discreet, avoid boasting about their new fortunes, and work directly with licensed financial professionals rather than falling prey to opportunistic scammers. Already, fraudulent schemes and predatory offers have surfaced, preying on inexperienced holders hoping to maximize their returns. Regulators are cracking down swiftly, warning the community that while this is indeed a time of great opportunity, it is also a time requiring vigilance and caution. Wealth managers, tax professionals, and financial planners are reporting record inquiries from newly liquid holders. Many are seeking guidance on how to protect, grow, and responsibly allocate their new wealth. Some are exploring real estate investments, others are considering entrepreneurial ventures, while many are focusing on securing their family's future through trusts, education funds, and retirement planning. The sheer size of this new wave of capital entering the system is expected to generate ripple effects across multiple industries. Real estate markets may see increased demand, financial markets could absorb fresh inflows, and charitable organizations may experience a boost as many holders have expressed interest in giving back to their communities. The surge of appointments has also ignited global conversations about the nature of wealth itself. For decades, traditional financial institutions and governments had dismissed the possibility of sudden revaluations as unrealistic or unsustainable. Yet, the IQD event is challenging those assumptions, demonstrating that currency dynamics can indeed change dramatically when nations align their resources, policies, and strategies. The event may even inspire other nations with undervalued currencies to pursue similar reforms, setting a precedent that could reshape the global monetary landscape in the years to come. Another fascinating dimension is the psychological impact on the community itself. Many holders who once lived modestly are now transitioning into sudden wealth. This shift requires not only financial guidance but emotional resilience. Studies have shown that sudden wealth can bring both opportunities and challenges, including strained relationships, heightened responsibilities, and the risk of poor decision-making. Recognizing this, many banks are offering psychological counseling and coaching services alongside wealth management programs, ensuring that clients are equipped not just financially but emotionally to navigate this transformation. The phrase, sudden surge, captures more than just the spike in appointments, it reflects the acceleration of history itself. For years, the IQD revaluation was a story of waiting, patience, and frustration. Overnight, it has transformed into a story of action, momentum, and fulfillment. The pace at which events are unfolding is dizzying, with exchange appointments multiplying daily, financial news cycles dominated by updates, and social media flooded with testimonies, screenshots, and celebratory posts. The collective energy of millions of holders around the globe has become a powerful force, propelling the event forward with unstoppable momentum. Looking ahead, the question is not whether the surge will continue but how it will be managed sustainably. Banks are preparing for weeks, perhaps months, of non-stop activity, ensuring that every holder is processed and that no one is left behind. Governments are working with international regulators to monitor the impact on inflation, markets, and cross-border capital flows. The community itself is evolving, moving from speculation and rumor toward education, strategy, and stewardship of newfound wealth. The surge of appointments may be the beginning of a larger transformation, one in which individuals, families, and even nations rethink the meaning of prosperity. In the end, the record-breaking surge of IQD exchange appointments is more than a financial story, it is a human story. It is about people who held on to faith when others mocked them, about families who planned quietly for a future they believed in, about nations rising from struggle to claim their rightful place in the global economy. It is about the triumph of patience, the validation of vision, and the dawn of new opportunities. As exchange centers remain packed, as appointments continue to break records, and as wealth flows into the hands of everyday people, one truth is clear: history is being written before our eyes, and the Iraqi dinar is at the heart of this extraordinary chapter. Like and subscribe for more videos.